I will not wait until the end of my life to have these conversations with myself. Every single day, I will challenge myself to figure out, is this what and why I'm supposed to be doing, what and why I'm supposed to be doing? And think of life as a lattice, not a ladder.
In part one of our conversation with Michael Levy, he discussed his nonprofit organization, the Digital Health Institute for Transformation, and its efforts to build a public health utility grid. In the second part of our conversation, Michael Levy makes an impassioned case on the keys to starting a movement, which he says begins with discovering your deepest motivations and developing a clarity of purpose. To realize this 5-year vision, what do you see as some of the hurdles you're going to need to overcome to make that happen?
Sure. Namely, the deployment and testing and validation of the culture, the people, the process, and the technology that underpins this community hub, but more specifically, the validation models of the economies of impact, the health outcomes that are driven, the overall value of the hub has to be demonstrated. It has to be documented, and that's going to require, state government, local government to be involved. The first value proposition I'll state is we'll be utilizing a tool out of the Center for Applied Genomics called MeTree. MeTree is a family health history tool that with 3 generations of health history information, this tool can map an individual into one of 70 clinical preventative pathways. That should be a human right. That should not be a commercial proposition. Every community and every individual should have that level of insight. And then, do you not think that the healthcare system in aggregate would be able to operate more efficiently if they understood that this person or that person was predisposed to or had a pre-existing condition to based off of their family health information? These are the types of tools that are sitting on shelves dying because it's not welcomed into a health system as a commercial proposition.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to free this and bring it to the people to improve our lives.
You're almost like a Robin Hood of healthcare, trying to bring a transformed healthcare opportunities to everyone, even in the rural economy.
Well, I feel as though the pain of the world burns inside of my soul. So, it's you can call me what you want, but I'm a bridge to those who do not have, and I feel that it's my responsibility every single day to hold myself accountable to the privilege that I have that others don't.
Tell me about this journey you've been on. What's a nugget of knowledge, tactile knowledge that you can share with another leader out there if they wanted to do something similar and start a movement like this?
Well, I'd say, where we are in time, the 21st century, the age of digital allows us to be stubborn on what we won't do and very flexible on what we will do. Okay, that allows us to ask one question that is so important that gets undervalued is, why do I wake up every day? What's the purpose of my life? Instead of asking that when you retire at 65 in the American dream, ask that now as part of the American desire. Focus on your purpose. My purpose is to serve and enable a world without health inequity. So as I work through my maturity as a human being and my career with a level of stubbornness to that mission and vision, I have matured in my operating model and my operating mindset as a human being of how and what I spend energy and time on. I will not wait until the end of my life to have these conversations with myself. Every single day, I will challenge myself to figure out, is this what and why I'm supposed to be doing, what and why I'm supposed to be doing? And think of life as a lattice, not a ladder.
Right. To make that first leap, what did you do? You started your consulting group first?
That's right.
And because you had that experience set, What was that first and couple steps of, okay, you have that working, you have that business going, but to then start a movement, you had to make a lot of connections. How did you make that happen?
This is where the word collaboration comes in, and why purpose is so critical to collaboration. What is a collaboration if you don't align on a purpose? What, are we just collaborating to collaborate?
Mm.
No.
So it's looking for others who have that same vision and that same purpose in their own heart.
That's right. And so once you become very clear on who you are and why you get up in the morning, that becomes your call to action. And you ring that bell daily. And it's amazing the type of people you find, and the type of people that will come out in arm and glove with you, arm in arm, I should say, with you as you beat to a similar beat. It's about finding those people that get it with the same frequency. And you cannot find those people. You cannot build those collaborations without being very clear on what your purpose is.
So clarity comes first, first have your own clarity in your vision, and then in your own mind, and then be able to articulate that to everyone around you will bring the other folks to you. How did you go about fundraising for this movement and nonprofit?
Yeah, again, it starts with the call to action, and then it moves into who's coming to the table when you make that call. And for DHIT, this entire healthcare ecosystem of providers, payers, health tech entrepreneurs, investors that wanted to solve human problems came to the table. And so once you have eyeballs or at the table.
So the first step is getting the eyeballs.
That's right. Then you have to package that up to those who want to speak to those eyeballs. This is what's most critical. And I kind of frame it like this. To create a movement, you need a heartbeat. That heartbeat has to be constant and frequent, and it has to build. And so you can't just do something once and expect it to take shape. And you have to understand that heartbeat starts in diapers. This is about going from diapers to adolescence to college and total adulthood. There's no difference as a company. You have to look at it as such. And a movement is the representation of a heartbeat that forms around connected people that together create the adult movement that will become in time, let's say in 5 years from where I hope DHIT will be, is millions and millions of people connected into a unified vision of supporting a new world.
Well, I'm excited for this vision where you're going. You personally have to continue innovating. Can you just share any books or audiobooks or podcasts that you're listening to right now for ideas and inspiration that other leaders might get value from as well?
It's broad and wide. I generally pull from the World Economic Forum. They've got a phenomenal digital transformation or digital enterprise report that I highly recommend everyone reading. It really sets the stage for the gaps that we're experiencing in transformation, namely people and culture is anchored to. McKinsey, Deloitte has from their global institutes have tremendous insights. But I also pull from the New England Journal of Medicine, the Lancet just produced a digital health arm in the Lancet, and that's fantastic. And it goes much broader than just technology. It gets to culture and gets to talent and operating models as well.
I'm excited to learn more and watch as you go. Where can people go to learn more, and what's a good first step that they can take?
dhitglobal.org is where you can find information on DHIT, engage within our events, donate if you'd like, sponsor, and seek the community hug in your community.